Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist. I'm creating a video every day for a year. This is video 265 of 365. 100 more to go after this. I can't believe it. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. I love Valentine's Day. It's so romantic. I just love all the flowers and, you know, I'm one of those. I love Valentine's Day. So anyway, it's almost over, but happy V-Day. Hope you had a great day. And I have this awesome subscriber that asked a question and I wanted to read it and address it through a video because typing is not, it doesn't do it justice. So I like to do the videos when you guys ask questions. So thanks for asking this. They said, I am affirming for a new reality for a week now. And for 2 days, I'm getting negative thoughts pop up way too much. Is this a sign that old reality is disappearing? So, a couple things here. Okay. So, this is everything I say on this channel is my own opinion. I want everybody to hear my opinion and take what resonates with you, dump the rest in the trash. You know, just take what I say, practice it. If you don't like it, you don't have to try it. Keep watching, see if there's something else that resonates. So these are my own opinions about this. First of all, I think that no one knows anything. I think true wisdom is saying, I know nothing. we think we know things, but we really may not ever know them. And so that's one thing. Okay, then let's see. So if you say, is this a sign that old reality is disappearing? Whatever you say goes. Remember this, how powerful we are. So if you say, this is a sign, it is. If you say, is this a sign old reality is disappearing? That's true. However you want to say this to yourself, it's true. That's how powerful our beliefs are. So you can literally believe anything you want. Now, my opinion on this, though, so we don't want to keep score. I've been doing this for a week. We don't want to keep score. So that would be one thing I would say, like, don't keep a timeline of anything. Just be. And this means that we've got to relax more. So if we're keeping score and keeping up with how long we've been doing this and how long it's taking, we're automatically in a state of, we could call it waiting, or sometimes we might be in panic. It depends on, I don't know what your day-to-day mood is, but just watch that, watch what state you're in. Because we don't want to be in a state of waiting. We don't want to be we want to be in a state of, I have it now. So if you have it now, you're not going to even notice how long you've been affirming. And the affirming to me is supposed to just make you feel good when you say the things. When you say I am powerful versus I am powerless, that feels a whole lot better, doesn't it? It's like the affirmations are just, words are spells. Affirmations are spells, but it's the state, it's the feeling. So you want to say these things. You want to say I love you to yourself because it feels good. And it just starts to change you internally. So there's that piece too. And then the other thing about negative thoughts popping up, here's my opinion on that. I feel that once you start to become enlightened, you're lightening up your load a little bit. You're not thinking some of the old dirty, nasty thoughts anymore about yourself or about the situation. So it's kind of like those are going away, and then you'll notice possibly some old things come up. And in my opinion, it's because you're gaining clarity, you're becoming more enlightened, therefore you're noticing almost like your old thought patterns feel worse than they used to because before you were tolerating them and they were comfortable and familiar. So now when you gain more clarity in life, you're going to notice possibly that some things come up, and now that you can see them for what they actually are, because you've changed. So then, they're going to come up and, be ready to heal, be ready to look at and start to be honest with yourself about what your thought patterns have been and what serves you and what doesn't serve you. And so, they're going to pop up just to, show you more clarity really. And notice, am I thinking thoughts that help me or hurt me? So that's kind of how I look at things like this. And also just like keeping score in general, we seem to do that. Here's another piece of keeping score too. It's like Well, this person takes 5 days to text me back, so I'm going to do the same to them. Or they never asked me to do anything, so I'm not going to ask them to do anything. It's like we're keeping score again. So in my mind, that's like pettiness almost. And so I really try not to keep score. I used to do that. I used to be like, oh, this and this. And so then when you decide to just be your true self, which is pure love and kindness and joy and respect and integrity and all these things, when you start actually being those, you don't keep score anymore. You also don't notice time. Time is an illusion. We're in this one eternal now moment. So if you look at, I'm an eternal being that is in one eternal now, experiencing right now. So if you're really, truly present, you won't notice how long you've been affirming. You won't even keep track. If somebody asked you, how long do you think you've been doing this? You could look back and say, oh, maybe a year. I don't know, 6 months, something like that. But you're not going to be in that state of like, how long have I been doing this and all of those things. So you want to just start practicing relaxing and, of course, breathing and just relaxing your nervous system in general and whatever works best for you. I think that breathing is one of the easiest ways to calm yourself down. Breathing properly, breathing from your diaphragm instead of your stomach area, your abdomen versus just your chest breathing, like shallow breathing. And doing like a double inhale to really fill up your lungs and holding it for a couple seconds and then a long exhale. Doing that for like 20 cycles, that'll really get you relaxed. And noticing where your tension is during the day. So we want to get our bodies involved in this too. It's not just affirming and thinking. It's like turn the thinker off, get into your heart more. So we'll bring Valentine's Day into this, get into your heart. Your heart has the answers. Your head really doesn't. It's going to spiral you. So we want to just turn that off as much as possible and turn our heart on. And so you can do that mirror work where you say, I love you in the mirror. All of these things that you do that I suggest are going to get you what you want in the end. They might seem like they're not correct, but if we kind of take the focus off of I'm affirming every day and not getting results, take your focus off of the results even. And remember to do things with the intention of just feeling better, just feeling a little bit of relief. And you're training your mind and body and identity. You're training your identity moment to moment by teaching yourself that you can feel relief in general. That will release resistance that you have towards forcing and controlling what you're trying to get or make happen or whatever the case is. If you'll just relax and allow things to come. And I know that can be hard when you're amped up and you're wanting something really bad, but I promise you, if you start getting into peace more and you start feeling better, you're not going to notice really too much what's going on around you anymore. You're going to really be paying attention to what's going on internally. Remember, you're creating your life from the inside out. So we don't want to do things to get something, if that makes sense. We want to do things to feel better. And then in the feeling better, we start to release resistance, which allows the energy to move. And that's when things shift and we get what we want. But sometimes we get what we need to then get what we want. So we have to remember that piece too. And I know I'm a kicker and a screamer. I used to want things right now, and it was hard to go through all of the changes that I've gone through over the years, but it was so worth it because I know what peace feels like and I know what joy feels like from the inside, even when I don't have every single thing that I want, but I knew that I wanted peace. And I have a lot of the material things that I've always wanted, and I have all these things that I had dreamed of when I was little. But I never dreamed of peace. I never thought to even think about peace. But I know what chaos felt like. So sometimes we get lost in that chaos and we forget that, hey, let's just create some peace and love and joy inside ourselves first, and then see where the pieces fall too, because we're allowing our lives to unfold. And so we do want to do that with intention and by design. But I think you've got to have that firm foundation first to be able to grow whatever you're wanting from that. So you have to be, again, doing the self-care. Do an audit of your life. Like, what are you eating? Are you moving? Are you doing some exercising? Are you brushing your teeth twice a day? Are you taking care of you so that you can take care of your mind, so that your mind can run and take care of you? Like, you got to take care of your mind so it can take care of you, in other words. You got to take care of your body so it can take care of you. So the mind and body are so entangled. And I think that when we bring both together, we can't lose. You know, you're going to feel the best you've ever felt. You don't want to get, here's an example, like you don't want to make $1 million and be neglecting your health. And then all of a sudden you get really sick and you've got to pay all this money, or you die and you didn't get to enjoy the money because you worked so hard that you never took care of yourself. So I think it's just really important to take care of your brain and body, and especially take care of your thoughts. What are you thinking on a daily basis? And what state are you in? Think about what state you're in. What emotions are you feeling in your body? What is really taking your attention away from thinking deliberately about how you want to do your day? And remember, when you wake up in the morning, say to yourself, something great is going to happen to me today. I'm so excited to start my day. I wonder what's going to happen today. Something exciting could happen to me today. I wonder what that's going to be. Or something exciting will happen to me today. I wonder what that's going to be. And then you just get excited about that. And you're in the state of excitement at that point. Or say thank you to everything around you. When you notice that you're affirming and you're not getting what you want, start noticing what you already have. Thank everything around you. Thank everything. Because I promise you, if you lost your eyesight, you wouldn't care about the thing you're trying to get right now. You wouldn't care about affirming anymore. You'd be affirming for eyesight. So that's my point. It's like, we got to start from the ground up, the inside out. But again, back to the question, I think that this is a normal, natural question that we have all probably had. And I've asked that question myself too. I'm like, I'm affirming and I'm doing all these things, and why is this showing up the exact opposite? And I do believe the exact opposite does show up sometimes, because we get what we need to then get what we want sometimes. And this stuff is working on us. We're not working on it. It's creating the person that we're becoming on the way to the thing, because you cannot perceive what you are not the vibration and frequency of. So keep that in mind too. So when you change your state, that's why I say thank everything around you, because you're in the state of thankfulness and gratitude. So then you're going to attract and become and be able to perceive things that are on that level and frequency. So it's just like a practice of kind of getting off of the techniques sometimes too, and just like doing some meditation, doing something different, but do your affirmations with the intention of just feeling good. And then notice what happens. And notice when something does happen around you, that negative thoughts come up, don't judge them. Just look at them, observe them. Don't absorb them, but observe them and just say, oh, I'm curious about that. I wonder why that showed up. Maybe I should look at this and say, I wonder why that showed up. Maybe there's something underneath it, that some belief system or belief about this that maybe I could look at. So you just it's kind of like a discovery mission, I guess you could say. You don't have to do these things, but I think it's kind of fun to get to know yourself if you're into that. I think it's priceless to know yourself. So yeah, I hope that answered the question. That was a lot of talking, as usual, but I just like to look at things from all sides, and I believe there is no box to look outside of. So I just like to look at everything I can possibly think of that could guide you in some way. So if this helped you, please let me know. And if you have any other questions or it didn't help you, let me know too. And I'll see if I can reframe something or do some more research for you even to make it make more sense in some way. But yeah, I hope this helped. If this did help you, please like and subscribe and share this with anybody who you might feel would benefit from the information. And remember, you're so loved. Happy Valentine's Day. And share that with anybody who needs to hear that today. It's a good day to share the love with people. And remember to appreciate yourself, because what you appreciate appreciates. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.